Hi Sagittarius, this is going to be your general forecast and overview for all of January, moving into the new year, moving into 2023 for this month. It's good for Sun, Rising, Moon, Venus, Mercury placement of Sagittarius. As always, keep in mind this is a general reading, so it might not resonate with everyone that watches. This is a clarified out Celtic cross. I have used the Psychic Tarot, which focuses more on you than the environment, and they've asked me to use a few oracle decks as well to get overall messages and vibes for the month. Just keep in mind it's general, okay? If you want to book a private reading with me, awesome. I love reading for you people. I think you're best in category. You're my favorite fire sign. The link to schedule a one-on-one with me, Sag, is down in the description below this video. If you're new, this is Soma Chandra Libra, but don't let the name fool you. I read for Libra and Sagittarius exclusively on this channel. I get a lot of downloads for those two signs. Why, I don't know. I just do. So I gave you guys your own channel. So if you're new, subscribe and hit the bell so you know when I read for you. I will read for you here every couple days. Yeah, if you're new, welcome. Welcome, my angels. How are you, my temperance angels, my angels that walk among us? I feel like January, Sag, is definitely about radical acceptance. And I also see you incredibly focused on the material plane and reality. Know that Spirit has your back for sure. Who you are as a person and your destiny is involved, as well as the mechanics of surviving your everyday life here on planet Earth, and believe that you are the one that can create the magic. You are meant to manifest, okay? So overall for January, you're going to have a couple different activations in different houses, and I do have the constellation and the zodiac sign of Virgo coming in to support. 10th house, Virgo, and 4th house activation. The sun is also activated as well. The sun is not only about your immortal spirit, Sag, but it's about your purpose and your destiny. So your destiny and your purpose at this time and who you are as a person is really in focus for you. I can also see that career is important right now as well. 10th house is about prestige and your achievements and status in the outside world. There is a strong focus on career. There is also a strong focus on the 4th house, which is the home and the roots of your being. I feel like where you're going, but also where you are right now and feeling a sense of security are both in focus for you. Virgo is coming in to remind us that there are no shortcuts at this time. And I was like, oh, that's kind of tough, because I wouldn't say that Virgo energy is counterintuitive to Sagittarian energy or opposite of it. It's that you guys are so good at creative dynamic solutions. You usually want to take the path of least resistance, and that makes you guys very clever and smart typically. As you get older, you get better and better at that. And it's not that Sagittarians do not work hard and don't know how to work hard. They are just, you guys are better at working smarter than a lot of us. You remind me of Gemini a lot in that way. I actually mistake Sagittarians for air signs all the time when I meet you guys, which shows us that fire signs are smart as whips too. But the point I'm trying to make is that Virgo's coming in to say that January is a time to be dutiful. It is a time to be humble, and it is a time to be discriminating. There is a diligent and painstaking air about you at this time. Virgo's reminding you, you can't really take shortcuts right now. Hard work and effort is necessary. Keep it simple and get her done. That's Virgo. Keep it simple and get it done. So if any of you have a Virgo placement in your chart, look it up. Look what house it's in, what's affecting it. It'll show you your strengths and weaknesses. I would also look up what's in your 4th and 10th house as well, because that'll show you your strengths and weaknesses also. So all about security, but at the same time, where you're going, very much so with the sun and the 10th house coming out. They just wanted me to use a second oracle deck as well to kind of hyper focus. I have number 17, action, number 8, indecision, and cornucopia, 11. 53 is at the bottom of the deck. These numbers may be lucky numbers for you. They may be significant for you at this time. The magician and the mirror. Yeah, indecision, cornucopia, and the magician. When you look at yourself, what do you see? Make sure you're not creating illusion. Get real with yourself and believe that you are the magician. I'm hearing no one's going to do it for you, and believe that you are powerful. And I notice that he has, kind of looks just like Gandalf, doesn't it? Ian McKellen anyways. I noticed that there is water and fire here, just like you guys. So rather than mixing and balancing, it's about separating and deciding what you're passionate about, what you're emotional about. I don't think it's time to do serious alchemy right now. It's more about getting your ducks in a row and asking yourself, what is it that I want to manifest next? It would appear that this month you will be taking action towards stability and a cornucopia. And it's interesting because through the tarot, I see that some of you might be struggling financially at this time. I like that you still have your eye on the prize, though. I think that for you guys, with that Virgo diligent energy, Sagittarius, and knowing that your purpose and your destiny are involved, I think that you are in a survive mindset, but you have not lost sight of the thrive mindset. And I'm digging this about you right now. So it's about making decisions moving forward that are reasonable, but I can also see that I feel like Spirit's trying to say, hey, keep your expectations high for yourself. Believe that you can manifest it. There will be feelings of indecision. Watch out for impulsive action. I think there's somewhere you want to go. You're just not sure which is the safest route. We've got little Red Riding Hood there. She came upon some trouble in the woods. Be mindful someone around you. It's possible that some of you have an illusionist around you that don't let anyone take advantage of you. I would say that, and because you could have someone around you that has a bit of a survival mindset that might be panicking as well. Keep in mind, if this doesn't resonate, these cards don't resonate for you, Sagittarius, I could be picking up on the energy of someone in your aura or close to you that's energetically connected or wanting to connect to you, okay? There could be some role reversal still, so I felt the need to say that right now. Yeah, I have deceit down here. There does need to be honesty between yourself and others in regards to decisions and actions taken towards a cornucopia and a treasure trove, for sure. I have this amazing new deck, you guys. I have two. You're my guinea pigs. You're the first sign I'm reading for with them. They were a gift from a client. It's called The Divine Dog, Wisdom Cards by Randy Crutcher and Barb Horn. Oh my God, I'm obsessed. And I have the cat one too. And we're literally going to use them all the time. Like, these are my new favorite decks, so I'm using them for you guys. What came out for you is success, honor your gifts, excellence, do your best. Look at those happy doggies. Do your best. And your main challenge is leading. Step out in front. Okay, alphas. Okay, my leaders, you are meant to step out in front right now. You are absolutely meant to do the best that you can, but only if you're honoring your gifts. If you follow human design using your strategy and your authority and getting into whatever your signature positive feeling is will lead you in the right direction and in the right path. You're meant to be honoring your gifts at this time and doing your best. Oh, and you're not supposed to be backstage or even in the background. You're meant to be in the foreground at this time. It's all about pushing forward and shining in January. With that 10th house coming out, and the sun, yeah, I'm feeling that vibe. So overall energy of January is going to be the 9 of Swords in reverse, and the catalyst or the challenge is the 9 of Wands, 2 9s. So transcendence happening for you, almost to a completion of a cycle, I think. I like that the 9 of Swords is in reverse with the 9 of Wands in the upright. What it says here on this card in the Psychic Tarot is suffering and silence. Some of you have been very anxious and very worried, very uncertain of what's going to come next. But in the reverse, I think that you are facing the things that you're afraid of and working on overcoming anxiety, knowing that anxiety and fear are valid emotions. I've heard people say fear is a wasted emotion. Bullshit. Fear is what keeps you from being eaten in the jungle. There's no such thing as an invalid feeling, but we can invalidate ourselves when we do not acknowledge emotions and we cannot do something constructive with them. I do think it is time to constructively face your fears and anxieties and worries, and you're doing it. The Nine of Swords is on the table, but it's in the reverse. We'll take that, right? We really will. I feel like there's a lot of uncertainty for you at this time because the moon did come out. And with the Nine of Wands, it's about spiritual strength. How much can you take? How much can you withstand? Have good boundaries. Do not move your goalpost for yourself or anyone else right now. Just hang in there. I have a very dear friend who's also a Sagittarius. She reads tarot here on YouTube. Her name is Vanessa. Her channel is called Virgo Rising 1218. She's an amazing reader. You guys should subscribe to her channel, Virgo Rising 1218. I love what she says about the Nine of Wands. She says, it ain't over till the fat lady sings. And it is true. It's not over till the fat lady sings. Hang in there, Sagittarius. It will be a test of, I feel like you're being tested right now. Some of you are going through some stuff and it's like, I have to have good boundaries. The better your boundaries are with anyone or anything that's testing them, the less and less fear you're going to have. And if you have the good boundaries, you might stop being tested. If you can prove to spirit and yourself that you can hang in there, this Nine of Swords is going to disappear in the next 30 days. I believe it because it's already in the reverse. So that's your catalyst. That's your challenge. Spiritual strength, hanging in there, having good boundaries. I'm going to make it to the finish line, General. Oh, yes, I am. Ask for help where you can, Sag, and make your boundaries very clear to others at this time as well. That might help. It might help you experience a little bit less resistance. 2 cards did come out for what's driving you in the deep past. Authority, which is the Emperor in reverse, and 14, Patience. That's your card, Temperance in reverse. Okay, I can definitely see that you guys have it in you to totally boss up and be in control and master of your domain at this time. But some of you are struggling with that. I think a part of you does feel a little rebellious. Some of you do want to stand up to the lions of injustice. Some of you have struggled to really get control. You might feel a little out of control right now. I'm also hearing some of you don't feel very respected at the moment. Some of you are dealing with an Aries, and if you are, you're a bit on the outs with that person. Also, some of you may want to step out of a role of leadership and commitment, which might be kind of a pain in the ass because Spirit's like, step out in front. And you're like, I really just want to sit down. But you're not really sure how you're feeling about it. I do think that you will run hot and cold in January. 1 minute you may feel one way, 1 minute you may feel another way. The Emperor is asking you to take control only of yourself. That's all you have to control right now is yourself, your damn self. Be logical, be practical, focus on structure at this time, and determine the purpose of what you're doing before you move forward. There is a lack of patience and peace. I think it's because you're being tested. Also, some of you may be dropping out of, or you're not quite ready for a full-on serious commitment yet. I'm also seeing that there may be remnants of something surrounding father or father figure that's affecting you at this time. If you are dealing at all with a person who's a little bit of a taskmaster and you're losing your patience, make your boundaries clear, okay? So that you don't live in fear and worry, for sure. Deep within your subconscious in the recent past, what's affecting you in January is partnerships and alliances, the 3 of Wands. But then also number 8, positive movement forward. I do think this is the 8 of Wands. I do think that you are focused on the future and you are focused on good partnerships and alliances. What dreams may come is the 3 of Wands. I think that's what this one in blue is. This is the 8 of Pentacles. It's either the 8 of Wands or I think it's the 8 of Pentacles. It's the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. I apologize. They don't label them this way in the Psychic Tarot. I do think that you are focused on the future and that you see growth potential, but at this time, you may feel distracted. You may be struggling with forward momentum. I recommend putting yourself on a realistic and honest routine, like be honest with yourself. Some of you are feeling like there's no more work to be done on something. You may be struggling to focus at work. You may feel as though there is a lack of productivity. Watch out that you're not standing there wanting to make a partnership and an alliance with a person or a situation when someone else isn't willing to put the work in with you. Or perhaps, I'm listening. Sorry, it just started to rain outside. That may be a little distracted. Or perhaps feeling like, watch out for working on something because you've got nothing better to do. Okay, yeah, make your work purposeful, but there may be a lack of forward motion. Also, though, some of you are thinking about a future that involves working less. You might want to work less at this time. Get your structure down, find your calm and peace, and it will help with more positive momentum. I also feel like you can't be productive. Some of you haven't worked as much as you wanted to or needed to. You can't be productive until you can pass this test and work through this fear and anxiety. Also, suffering in silence is probably not going to help you. Say it out loud or journal it and write it down. That will help. But the highest version of yourself is the star and also the moon, light and shadow, shadows and light. I think that's what we're going to call this reading, shadows and light. Spirit and your own soul are saying, don't give up hope. Okay, the light is coming in. However, there are some unknowns. I also, when I get the star and the moon, I'm always like, oh shit, especially if, not in a bad way, but in a way that can be a little frustrating. With your immortal soul, spirit, and destiny involved, some of you are hearing the calling of your own soul to a higher purpose and destiny. But the bummer right now is you might not know entirely what that is. It may be in the shadows. Carl Jung talks about the golden shadow, which is underneath all of the shit and our darker selves. And when we acknowledge that shadow and we heal it, we will uncover our greatest gifts. Some of you do need to do some constructive shadow work. Yeah, they're telling me, oh my God, I'm getting tingles all down the right side of my body and my ears are ringing. If you can uncover your hidden treasures within, it will lead you ultimately to a higher purpose and destiny somehow. There will be a lot that remains to be seen at this time. I feel like Virgo and the dogs, the canine oracles, are saying, right now, just do your best. Are you using your gifts? Are you putting yourself in the front? Get into the front of the line and use your gifts. And be diligent and humble. Get it done. And these shadows will start to fade for you for sure. But for right now, I think you are kind of in a situation that might be uncomfortable for you. I mean, we have a lot of major arcana cards on the table, so you're learning a lot of major lessons kind of all at once. You're going through different aspects of the Fool's Journey in January. I was like, whoa, this is seriously loaded with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 major arcana. So one of these lessons might stand out to you more than others because that's what the Fool's Journey is about. Sacrifice with the Hangman, and your challenge is quite literally obstacles and challenges. Some of you are in an uncomfortable situation. The Hangman is an irritating lesson to learn. We do often need to make a sacrifice when the Hangman comes, and practice radical acceptance. Be calm, surrender, see something for what it really is, including yourself, and try to look at things from a different point of view. I do think that some of you may feel a bit backed into a corner in some way. And in January, and sacrifices will need to be made. And there will be obstacles and challenges, but I swear to God, this is my favorite Five of Wands I ever did see, because he's got to cross a bridge, but he can see the bottom and he can also make it across. Facing fears, overcoming fears, believing that you are divinely guided by all these little spirits that are guiding you and around you, saying you can do it, you can make it, it's not going to break, it's not going to fall. Some of you are realizing that there is no way through it but to do it. And an obstacle and a challenge is not a dead end. And you are being asked to see that. See the shadows and the light within yourself. Yeah, that will help you cross the bridge. But I can see that you have a penetrating aura right now, because the way you're seeing yourself is the World in the upright and the Ace of Swords. Love it. You see yourself as the sword of truth and discernment. You are penetrating. You have a very penetrating energy right now. We have the World and the Fool on the table. So definitely new year, new you. Maybe not new you, but moving into the new year with the truth. You do see yourself as a person capable of penetrating the Maya. You do see yourself as a person with force and solidarity and honor, move forward in your life and have a triumphant success of some kind. Some of you may think about moving or relocating, doing something completely new. You see yourself as the World and capable of the right idea and new ideas and good ideas. I love that you see yourself in this way. So I don't see you backing down or giving up on anything. I also think that you believe that luck is on your side with the Ace of Swords and the World here. There's just a lack of motion right now. And I also can see that you're ready to cut through to bullshit and cut through to the truth and create endings that will lead to new beginnings. Hats off to you, Sagittarius. I applaud you. Hidden factors around you that support you or limit you in some way. We have the Seven of Cups in reverse, choose wisely, and the Four of Swords in reverse, rest and rejuvenate. Okay. If this message is for you, it may come with a little bit of an ouch factor. And the Hangman here always does, for crying out loud. It drives me crazy. I was like, okay, here it is. Here's the sacrifice. Some of you are needing to narrow your focus, get in touch with your values and choose more wisely. Some of you may have been recently or in January will be knocked out of a fantasy and into a reality. This is for your benefit. It really is. We do not ever want to live in an illusion. Some of you have been taking your time making a choice and daydreaming about something. Spirit saying, it's time to get more serious and narrow your focus, because you may not have the options that you thought you had all along. It does create an oh shit kind of feeling, but ultimately it will get you in touch with the light and the shadow that you need to face. Also, some of you are meant to be coming out of a time of rest and rejuvenation. I feel as though Spirit might crack the whip soon. But I also feel like some of you have been sick or under the weather or something like that. You are going to get an answer to, or get a diagnosis for something. I'm hearing a health message right now. If any of you have had a particularly strange or curious illness or diagnosis, they will get to the bottom of the problem, or you're going to try to get to it yourself. Someone else might not be helping you. If any of you have been under the weather, you're not out of the woods yet, but you are getting there. I do think it's time to come out of a rest and rejuvenation and standing here on the dock thinking about what your next move is. Spirit saying, we're going to funnel this down and narrow this down for you. Your next move will be to take action soon. If this is a person in your environment, they haven't made a decision yet. They also don't have many other options. And they're telling me to leave it open because this could be for a relationship, career, or where to live. They also might not be 100% healed from something either. They're also not incredibly curious. And I don't think that you are. I think you know the truth. I think you are the truth right now, as a matter of fact, with the Ace of Swords, which is good. And the way you're going to be feeling in January is the Five of Pentacles, financial and material changes and challenges, and also the Fool, new beginnings. Okay, with the World and the Fool, some of you are making a major change and you are having a breakthrough. I do think it's possible that you could go in a good new direction. I do think that you are ready to go on walkabout, and I do think it's possible that you could really get in touch with your true, authentic self. Aries is asking you not to be afraid of having a beginner's mindset. But I think you're going into 2023 feeling like, it's not sexy, but it could be worse. There are some financial and material challenges. You may be feeling somewhat left out in the cold and concerned about resources and stability. I'm also hearing that, like, some of you may get a job with the World and the Ace of Swords and the 10th house coming out, but it might not pay you what you want. I also think that some of you being in a place of lack will drive you to open up to a new possibility, which is, I think, ultimately a good thing. I don't have the Wheel of Fortune, so I'm not sure if it's part of your destiny. It's like twists and turns right now of fate. I also think that some of you may feel somewhat foolish and reckless, or be like, don't kick yourself or beat yourself up. Like, I'm hearing that a few of you will be like, man, if I hadn't bought X, Y, or Z off of Amazon Prime in November and December, I wouldn't be where I am right now. You can make it back. Just keep focusing on that cornucopia, Sagittarius. Yeah. And you will make smart decisions moving forward. It could be worse, but it could be better in January. I do think for some of you, it is forcing you or pushing you towards a new beginning. Lots of change and conflict and tension moving into this month, but we're ending on the Two of Wands or the Two of Pentacles and the Six of Wands, which I like. Six of Pentacles is in reverse at the bottom of the deck. This is material and spiritual prosperity. This is about movement, choices, and decisions. And this is about some kind of a win, a recognition, a reward, or a victory. Well, I can see that you people have your eye on the prize. I do. But we may need to focus on crushing debt. Watch out that money's not burning a hole through your pocket right now. You don't have a lot to give at this time. I do think some of you are slowly climbing out of debt in some way. There may be, watch out, there could be a lack of equal give and take in relationships right now. Get a hold of that. You can be the emperor, ladies and gentlemen. And you may need to sit another person down and say, y'all need to control your damn selves because I can't control you. And I'm losing my patience here. That's a lot of stuff could be worked through like that in relationships. Also, your relationship with money in the material plane. It is a time of making practical choices. It's not a judgment kind of moment, but it is a surface level. Some surface level choices do need to be made that are practical. I think you don't have all the options that you want, but I honestly think that Spirit is trying to funnel you into something. You will be looking for something that will bring you victory and success. Honestly, Sag, I feel like you have a very practical viewpoint on life and are dealing with real life planet Earth problems in January and issues. Believe that you can get through it with the spiritual strength here. And again, it's really important for you guys to honor your gifts and step out into the front and do your best right now. I do think that Spirit has your back. And Virgo is going to come in and really help you be humble and diligent. I'm hearing with this, some of you are like, man, things have been so easy for me up until now. A few of you may feel that way. It's just your time to feel challenged. And you will be better for it, I think. You'll feel good about yourself if you put the work in too. That's what Virgo is telling me to tell you guys right now. It'll get you where you want to go. And it'll also create more security for you. Hang in there, Sagittarius. You're going to make it through January. Okay, my dear ones, you have the right ideas. Yes. All right, Sag, that's January 2023. I hope this resonates and I hope it helps. Again, link to the website for private one-on-one readings and human design analysis and reports is down in the description below this video. I'm always listening to the universe for you, Sag. Take care. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.